And there are procedures on how that one can be handled, Madam Speaker. Therefore, I want to appeal that what we are having at the moment, Madam Speaker, is something more serious, because I have seen the committee observe that the bill seeks to consolidate role the conflict of interest in public service. But I expected the committee, joint committee of National Assembly and the Senate, to come up on how we can clean up. They have not given us, in all referrals that they have done, they have said we will do laws relating to conflict of interest in public service, consolidate the laws. Why didn't the committee come up with a proposal of legislative? How long will we take? We know we are midterm of the Senate. Can the committee, the joint committee of mediation, come up with a version of legislative intervention agreeable by the both houses so that we can fast track, Madam Speaker, so that it becomes very easy, Madam Speaker. So the committee should have given us a legislative intervention on how to consolidate the role relating to conflict of interest in public service, so that we know. Madam Speaker, most of the civil servants, I have told you, they have side hustle. Some people are hiring tilling and Narok, they are planting wheat. Does it mean since you are a principal of school YX, and on weekend when you are off, you are seeing your wheat in Narok, does it mean that's conflict of interest? Because you are earning from different sources. So, Madam Speaker, we need a legislative intervention that will tell us how the conflict of interest is handled in the public service. And assume you are a chief somewhere, Madam Speaker, and your husband is hired as an ACC in Malindi, and you are a chief somewhere in Eacc, in Kisumu. What does the law say? Of course, you are related by marriage. Or your son applies for a job you are not aware. You are a senator here. Your son applies to your job, the Public Service Commission, they are hired. Can somebody say that's a conflict of interest? So we need to be very clear so that we don't play to the... I've seen people getting excited because this bill, some United Nations, some NGOs, we need to pass this law. Madam Speaker, when you look at principles of law, we should do the law that functions within the society of Kenya. This law is a law that has been brought by the NGOs and people who want to look nice before the Western countries. The other day, they stopped USAID. No, so, Madam Speaker, we need to be very careful so that we don't import things that can easily abort in our society. You and me know that you can have as many cousins as thousands. Does it mean if your cousin of your cousin of your cousin is hired, for example, in county government and you are the senator? What does it say about conflict of interest? So let us not rush, and I thought this mediation version should have involved both houses, Madam Speaker, so that we don't set ourselves up against our own society, Madam Speaker. Another aspect I wanted to point out, because I have 3 points, is on the issue. I agree in clause number 41 that we need to limit the time of suspension to be 90 days with a leave of court if there is extension. We saw governors, a number of governors, when they were under investigation of corruption cases, they are being suspended because they have executive powers. 90 days is enough. In fact, during my time, Madam Speaker, when I used to be the Cherargei, we had even proposed that the case of corruption should be heard and dispensed within 24 months. In the last session, we came up with a proposal. In fact, at that time, we had a multi-agency team that was co-chaired by the chairs of JLAC in the National Assembly and the Senate, and the members were AG, NIS, KRA, and we sat in this same chamber, and we agreed that corruption cases must and should be dispensed within 24 months. And I agree with the chair that some people could take advantage. But what do we prevent when the gossip and your political saboteurs want to remove you from office? We must guard against that. These 90 days, I agree with the committee that it is more than sufficient. Let somebody be suspended from the office if it is a governor, but let it make it 90 days. Let them investigate and prosecute. But the committee should have added that the corruption cases